Hello and welcome to Remotely Interesting, the video series where we discuss the latest goings on in the world of tech PR. I'm Becca from the London office and I'm joined by Fran, also from the London office. Hi Fran.
Hey Becca.
So on this episode, we're going to discuss creativity. We spotted an article in Fast Company which looked at a piece of research, and it said that negative emotions can foster creativity, whereas positive ones can constrain it. We thought it was quite interesting, and we wanted to kind of start a discussion about what gets us in the creative mindset. Fran, wanted to kind of throw that back at you and see what spurs your creative thinking and how your approach might have changed during the pandemic.
So I find it easier to be creative when I'm feeling refreshed. So whether that's like having a good night's sleep, going for a run, or just generally freeing up my mind from distractions. And to be honest, that's not really changed since the pandemic, but it has definitely been so much harder to get in the zone and really focus on thinking about creative ideas when you're just in the same environment. You can't see people, there's nothing to really stimulate you apart from the four walls of where you're working. So that's definitely been a challenge. The Fast Company article actually suggested concentrating in intervals of 90 minutes and then having a 30-minute rest period. And that is something that I've started trying to do since the pandemic started. And to be honest, it's actually been really good just for providing structured time to focus, think creatively without distractions, and then knowing that you've got 30 minutes to basically chill out. But I think something that really has changed is the nature of the ideas that we're suggesting. So one of the other lorries mentioned that more often than not, big creative B2B campaign ideas really involve getting people together, and that's obviously something that we can't do at the moment. So not only is there a challenge when it comes to thinking creatively, but we always have to find ways of delivering these ideas virtually while still having the same impact. But what about you? Anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, like you said, kind of tuning out and doing things like reading a book or listening to music or even brushing your teeth are some things that people have said so that kind of helps them think in a more kind of creative way. So I think it's important to kind of get in the mindset that a creative idea can't be forced. So even things like trading a 1-hour Zoom creative brainstorm for like a 2-week creative period, which you can throw ideas out to the team on Slack. I understand that's not always possible, but I think it's quite interesting to try that and see how it pays off. But I think other people said things like following different Twitter and Instagram accounts, which helps them kind of listen to an alternative tone of voice and also kind of seek inspiration from more kind of B2C brands than B2B. And I think even things like publications in the advertising space, for me anyway, is always quite a good source to see what people have been up to and what's working. I think B2B brands should, while they are B2B, kind of sometimes adopt a more B2C mindset, and I think that might help them spur more creative thinking.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think publications like Fast Company, Campaign, Digiday are all great starting points for anyone like looking for inspiration, whether they're B2B or B2C.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, thanks for joining me today, Fran. And for anyone else wanting to catch up on Remotely Interesting, we've got all of our videos on our blog and social channels. So see you next time. Bye, Fran.
Bye, Becca.